Hello, people from around the universe. I am your host, the Italian Ace, and today I would like to discuss with you some of the latest rumors/leaks that we've been getting for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But before we do that, I do want to give you all a big thank you for getting the channel to 100 subscribers, because this is the first video I'm recording since reaching that milestone. Now, this may not seem like that big of a deal to some of you, but I really didn't know where this YouTube thing was going to go when I started it last September. So to see it actually starting to get some consistent growth in the past couple of months is pretty cool. And I love doing this, so I'm going to keep making these random videos where I talk about whatever pops into my head with regards to Pokemon. And I hope that you keep enjoying them because, yeah, they're just fun to make. And just so you know, I already have 1 or 2 videos planned for reaching 100 subscribers, so you can look forward to that. However, I realize we're all here to talk about the Scarlet and Violet rumors, so let's get to it. But before we do that, of course, cue my intro. So, to the surprise of absolutely no one, a lot of rumors have started to come out about Scarlet and Violet since the release of the second trailer. Now, there were already many rumors from the first trailer, but with us having more Pokemon revealed and the games getting closer, of course, all of the different rumors and leaks just kind of keep piling on. The question is, which ones are official, quote unquote, because they're not technically official, but I guess which ones are true and which ones are just people trying to get some attention on social media by posting whatever leak they think will be gaining as much traction as possible. However, for this video in particular, I don't really feel like going through all of the different rumors and then kind of trying to decide which one seems more realistic and which one just seems like some random dude online just kind of throwing their hat in the ring of numerous rumors that turn out to be false. So instead, I will be focusing on 2 specific, I think you could almost call them leaks at this point, from the Riddler himself. And the reason I say you can almost call them leaks is because, at least so far, he's never been wrong. So there's a very good chance that he knows what he's talking about. Those 2 leaks being, of course, the evolution for Sprigatito and the evolution for Lechonk. Unfortunately, both of the rumored evolutions point kind of in a, I guess, negative direction, at least as far as one can imagine, but could Game Freak pull off those designs? Or are we going to have these 2 honestly pretty cool Pokemon added to the pretty big list of great base Pokemon that evolve into something that is not great? Let's start this off with the starter, and that of course is Sprigatito, who according to the Riddler will end up being bipedal by the end of its evolutions. Which, I'm sure that's not the news any of us really wanted to hear, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the design is ruined. It just increases the chances of the design being ruined, at least in my opinion. And if you want to know why I think that, I mean, first of all, I think a lot of people are on the same page, but in case you're not, and you're wondering why someone would share this belief, we've had Pokemon start off as quadrupedal and then turn bipedal before. A lot of them being starters. And yes, of course, I am talking about the Gens 5, 6, and 7 Fire-type starters that all follow this pattern for some reason. Now, what I will say is that with each iteration of this quadrupedal Pokemon turns bipedal, they've been getting better instead of worse, because I love Incineroar. I don't really like Delphox, but it's alright, I guess. And I absolutely hate Ember. Yes, we're back yet again with one of the channel classics. My pure feelings of hatred and despisement towards what I believe to be the worst starter of all time without any possible contest or question or anything like that. Now, I could go into yet another rant about Ember, but A, we've had a lot of them on the channel already, and B, I kind of want to focus on the improving nature of this starter trend from quadrupedal to bipedal, because I think that's what's going to matter more for Sprigatito. So I think there's two ways to look at this realistically. Out of the three starter Pokemon that went from quadrupedal to bipedal, we have one that is absolute trash, one that is alright, and one that's actually pretty good. For me, really good, but not everyone agrees with that opinion. It's just that, again, in case you don't know, I love Incineroar because I just think it has so much personality in game that it makes up for the fact that the bipedal design probably wasn't the best way to go with the Litten line. If you look at it this way, we can almost make a bell curve for the possibility of Sprigatito having a really good evolution or a really bad one, and there's basically an average value of Sprigatito being average in terms of its evolutionary design by the time we get to the final stage. Now, to be fair, I do think that Delphox is slightly below average, so really, if we're just taking these three data points, I mean, for one, it would be impossible to really make a bell curve from this, but for two, it would be shifted towards the bad side of things. But I choose to look at it as a 50-50 in this scenario of Sprigatito being good or bad, or I guess somewhere in the middle. The other way to look at this, and this is the one I'm personally choosing to go off of, definitely not because I'm coping, no. What do you mean? Why would I be upset about another cat starter going bipedal? That's it's crazy. No, that could not be me. That way is, though, that because they have been improving on their design with each iteration, Sprigatito is on track to have the best bipedal evolution out of these starters, which would be great, because it would mean it's even better than Incineroar, which would mean that I would have to love it, since I already love Incineroar to begin with. In all seriousness, I really do think that Game Freak has at least better figured out how to make a quadrupedal Pokemon go bipedal without making it look ugly. But at the same time, it is hard when it's a Pokemon that's based on an animal that's quadrupedal, because you kind of have to deviate from that animal's design a lot, and that leaves room for a wide range of design possibilities, which unfortunately include some pretty bad ones. Still, I choose to be optimistic. I think that Sprigatito will follow in Incineroar's footsteps, especially since they're both cat Pokemon, and its final stage evolution, even though it may very well be bipedal, will still look amazing. And before I move on, I do think I should mention, just in case, that this is not a confirmed leak, so there's a chance that Sprigatito will not be bipedal by the end. But, again, the Riddler has not been wrong so far, so I'm kind of inclined to believe that he's also not wrong about this. But okay, enough about Sprigatito. Let's move on to one of the fan favorites that was revealed in the last trailer, that being Lechonk. And I'm trying to be positive about this one. Like, I really am. I want to be optimistic, but if it's going to be based on the whole idea of putting lipstick on a pig, there's just no way. Like, why, Game Freak? Who decided this was the way to go? What do you have against pig Pokemon? I don't get it. We're gonna have another Ember. It's crazy. We're gonna have another Ember. Oh my gosh. Oh, no. No. Okay, let's calm down for a second, but seriously, like, makeup on the final evolution for Lechonk? Why? Why? It's like you're combining Ember now with Bruxish. What is going on? What is going on? Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm sorry, like, I am baffled by this decision. If this is what they're going with, I just cannot picture a way it works out. I just can't. Like, it doesn't matter if they finally keep it on 4 legs and the proportions are not ridiculous like they are with Ember, because they're making up for that by giving it makeup like Bruxish, just on a pig. Like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to be cohesive with my thoughts, but I can't because it doesn't make any sense. They weren't cohesive with making this decision, so why should I be cohesive when discussing it, right? I think that makes perfect sense right there. Alright, let me just say this one thing, however. If they do somehow, some way, by an absolute miracle, pull off this design, I will be completely blown away. Like, oh my goodness. If Game Freak can pull off the lipstick on a pig concept and not make it look ridiculous, that has to be one of the single greatest accomplishments by any video game company ever. I'm not even exaggerating because this seems impossible to do. Anyway, enough about Lechonk. I've already accepted its fate, and now focusing on Smoliv as the standout Pokemon from that trailer, so hopefully they don't ruin that one. But what I will say before we finish the video is that there was, at some point, I think last week, a leak of what Sprigatito's final evolution looks like in game, but either that's already been confirmed false, or even if it hasn't, I would be pretty sure that that's not actually a true leak. So if you saw that one and you were wondering, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Not that they look particularly bad, but I just don't think that that's anything real that you have to expect for the game. Regardless, I'll keep looking into some of these rumors and leaks that will continue to come out as we wait for the game's release, and if I see more interesting ones, like these two, I will bring them up. However, don't think that I'm gonna be covering all of them, because A, a lot of them turn out to be false the next day, and B, I mean, some of them I just don't think are really video worthy, or at least like not something that I want to focus my attention and time on when I have other ideas, if that makes sense. Like, you can make a video on them, it's just I don't have the time to do that on top of other video ideas that I think are better. But again, if it's something really interesting, like this Sprigatito one, or the Fuecoco evolution that I covered back when that leak/rumor came out in April, I want to say, I will have something about them on the channel. Otherwise, we're just going to keep moving along and eagerly anticipating the release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, there's going to be 1 or 2 special videos for the 100 subs milestone, so look forward to that. And if you want to see more Pokemon content, especially for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or for this random stuff that I will be coming up with every now and then where I just have a crazy idea that hits me, I do recommend subscribing. And I hope to see you all in the next video. But until then, remember to follow the way of the Ace. See ya!